slide deck, and I thought this was the most interesting slide out of all of them. So this shows the amount of time people spend on different types of media in yellow, and the amount of ad budgets that get spent on the same types of media in blue. And you can see there's a big discrepancy on mobile. People spend 20% of their time on mobile devices, and yet only 4% of ad spend is on the same platform. And the reason for that is not that brands don't want to spend money on mobile. The reason for that is that mobile ads are terrible. So I downloaded 3 of the top 20 news apps from the App Store. This is great brands, USA Today, Washington Post, Business Insider, and the ads are universally just awful. So these are display ads served by Google, and I would be surprised if these publishers are making $1 CPM off of this. And to kind of further make the point, in about a year, in 2013, Facebook became more than half of all the ad spend on mobile goes to Facebook now, because their ads are the only ones that really work. And Facebook is only part of that 20% time spent. So how can we solve the problem for the rest of it? So the way we approached it is we started by building a platform that understands users, and we built a news app that basically understands what your interests are and personalizes. And the way it works is that once you give us a little bit of your interests, once you kind of connect Facebook and Twitter, we'll analyze all of that. We'll give you a single feed that kind of surfaces all the stuff that you'll find interesting in a single place. We can understand habits, so if you read about something in the morning, something else during the night, we'll follow that. There's more than 1 million things we detect in text that we can personalize on. And we have more than 4 million users using this, so download the app right now. It's going to be the best app on your iPhone or on your Android phone or wherever you use. And just to kind of demonstrate that this stuff really makes a difference, this is the graph of how engagement changes as we kind of fill your interest graph with stuff we know about you. So in about 2 or 3 weeks for most people, engagement goes up 100%. So they start off by reading, I don't know, maybe 5, 6 articles a day. In 3 weeks, they're reading 12 or 15. And about 6 months ago, we started working with brands to try to help them kind of gain access to that mobile audience, right? So we had about a dozen different campaigns that we ran for Fortune 500 brands. And all of these brands are spending a lot of money and effort on creating content. So content marketing is actually a $44 billion industry in 2013, and is growing 3 times the pace of advertising. So all of them are sort of channeling money from display ad budgets into content marketing, and all of them are creating content. And now, versus maybe 3 years ago, now they actually create content that's interesting. So these are just 3 examples of Intel, American Express, and Coca-Cola, who are all creating a ton of content that nobody is reading. Like if you go on these sites, Coca-Cola.com is actually a content site now. They don't have a corporate page, they have a journal. And when you open any random article, they might have 5 Facebook shares, 0 comments, 100 reads. We think that those 2 problems of not being able to address mobile audiences and not getting distribution for the content that these brands are created are kind of solve each other. So what we've done is we've allowed these brands to inject content into the feeds of people who are specifically interested in what they're writing about. So when Coca-Cola publishes a story about the best Christmas recipes, or when Dell publishes a story about cybersecurity and making sure your Wi-Fi isn't hackable, we channel those stories to people who we know are interested in those topics. And the results are really astounding. Right? So this is statistics from one of the campaigns that we ran a couple months ago. And for 1.5 million impressions of the story's headline, we were able to generate 5% CTR and more than a minute average reading time for those people who click through. So 5% CTR is about the 5 to 10 times better than what that brand was getting from Facebook, from other sort of content distribution platforms like Outbrain and Taboola. And they were just really blown away by the level of engagement that we're able to generate because we know what the users are looking for, because we know what they're interested in. And so our goal right now is to solve this, right? Is to take all the other apps, all the other publishers that are creating mobile experiences and allow them to use this technology to monetize, finally monetize their apps. So we're looking for partners, we're looking for publishers who want to try this out, who want to try using content instead of crappy display ads to earn money off of their long forgotten apps in terms of monetization. And we're looking for people who know the space to sort of help us figure it out and help us solve this problem. Right. Thank you very much. And I hope you do download the app.